Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. And in today's video I will be doing a saving Leaderstats. So a Leaderstats that uses DataStore. So I'm thinking we don't waste any time, just get into this. So let's just go for it. To put it into an example, I've gotten these models right here. I was too lazy to make them myself, so this is a free model right here. And essentially what it does is just gives us a bunch of coins, but don't use free models, but this is just to test out our script. Anyways, our main script is located inside server script service, so you can make your own and locate it in here. You can rename it whatever you want. And once you get in here, there's a bunch of stuff on the screen that we'll just be going over it. You can pause the video if you want to type it out yourself. Okay, so let's start going over it. So first of all, we have some variables up here. So these determine the stat that we're doing. So we're basically giving the name of the stat up here. So we want our case to be coins. You can make yours whatever. You can make it dollars, euro, whatever you want. We're just gonna use coins. And the local start amount is how much the players should start with. So you just want to do 0, but you can do whatever you want in your game. Down here, we're going to define what we're going to need for this. So normally your leader stats would just end here. Like this would be it. Actually, just this part. But we are going to use the data store to save the actual data every time you leave and join. So we have to define the data store, and we're just going to get the servers. And then we are going to get the data store, and from up here we're going to get the data store. So it'll be named under DS, and we can call it whatever you want. This is the name for it. You can call this anything you want, but just going to call it Leaderstat save. Okay, and now down here we are gonna do our Leaderstats. So you should have seen this before if you've been on Roblox for some time. So you can say whenever we connect to the game, so whenever the players get a player, and the players is this thing up here corner. So whenever somebody plops into here, then we want to connect that to a function, and that function is going to make a Leaderstats. So it's going to make a new instance, which is a built-in function by Roblox, making new instances. You can also make parts and all these other things down here, mesh parts, whatever. But in this case, we need a folder, because if we go ahead and play the game real quick, and we look in our player, there's a folder containing the stat that we have, coins. So this folder is basically just Leaderstats. It basically just used to hold the actual values. So make sure that is a folder. And we want to put it inside the player. So this is inside the parameters. So we want to make a folder and put it inside the player, being in here, the actual player. Then we're going to give it a name. In this case, we're going to call it Leaderstats. You can call it whatever. Then we are going to make our value. You can make multiple values. Just you would just copy this and put it down here and make a new one. You can make this these, and you just have to rename these. And also we're gonna go on down here. You're gonna have to do some stuff then as well, but we'll go over that. But for now we just have one value, so we'll call it coins, and we're gonna make it an int value, and these are the values that you have. I think do a number value as well right here. So number value and int value is basically just a way of showing numbers, and we're putting this inside the Leaderstats folder that we made before. So that's why when we played the game, you saw up there was a value inside the Leaderstat folder. Then we're going to give this the name, and the name is just going to be stat, and we're referring to this up here, and the name is going to be coins. So you don't have to. You can remove this and just give it a name right here and say coins. But we're going to use that because that is it's easier for beginners to change. And finally, we're giving it a value. So we're giving the coin star value is the data store. Then we get the sync from the data store together with the player and the player's user ID. So in Roblox, whenever you hop on Roblox and you go to your profile, and you can see these numbers up here. This is my user ID. Every Roblox account is assigned to these numbers. So we're gonna get the player and we're gonna get the user ID so that when we save the data, we can tell the computer who to give out the data when they join back. Because essentially you're getting the data from the players when they're leaving. So say the player joined for the first time, they're gonna run around and collect these coins over here. And once they don't want to play anymore and they leave the game, we want to take these coins. So this is the data. If you think this is the data store over here, this is where all the data is saved inside this box over here, this blue box. Then when the player takes all these coins and then he leaves, then these coins are just gonna be out of nowhere, and the progress that the guy did is not gonna be saved. So initially what we need to do is we need to sync these coins up into the data store. So when he leaves, these coins that he collected gets into the data store, the value of it. And then when he joins back, because we have his user ID, we can assign the coins that his user ID did back to him, like this. We can give him the value that he had left the last time. So it's basically just back and forth between the data store and the session of the player. So if we go back to the script, we're making it we're getting the sync with the player user ID or the start amount, and it was the value we have up here. So if you have a specific start amount you want, so each time the player plays the game, you want them to get 100 cash, then you can either give them the value is either going to be this that we've saved, the data we've saved, or the start amount. So this 100 cash up here. But for now, we're just going to do 0. Okay, moving on, we have got the data store again. We're referring to the data store from up here. And we are setting a sync, set async to the player's user ID and the player's coins. So how many coins they have. So as I was talking about before, so a player runs around, he collects these 3 coins, and that gives him 3 coins in the value coins. So he gets 3 from collecting these. Then we are getting the player's user ID together with the coins that he got. So he got all 3. So then we can move all 3 up here. And then he leaves. The data is being saved. He comes back and gets the coins. So that is where we do that. And I think that is about it. But down here, the rest of it down here, here we're setting the sync up here with this coins of value, commas player user ID. But that is when he joins the game. So his user ID is going to get the coins that he got. But whenever he leaves the game, when he's done playing, then we put that in here, removing players down here. And we do the same as before. We connect the function whenever a player joins or leaves to a function, connect it up, and then we give it a name. And then we run the code inside of it. So up here we did player added because the player got added to the game, and here player removing because the player is removed from the game because he left or got banned or whatnot. And then we're setting the setting a sync between the player user ID and the player's cache. So we know the sync. We know the sync down here when he leaves. We get it, and then we pick it up over here whenever joins back the game. Okay, so we can go ahead and test this out, but because we're using the data store, the built-in data store functions, DataStore service up here, then it won't actually work in Studio. I think it won't work in Studio because we have to give it the settings. So if you go in game settings, you gotta publish your game first. Then go down to security and allow HTTP requests and API services. And you need this API services for DataStores. It even says enable Studio access to game services such as DataStores. So you need this. These two you don't need. So once you've done that, publish this up to your game. Make sure everything is anchored up. And we can delete this. Make sure if you have any parts that anchor up. And you just want to publish this to the game. Have you said? So I'm just gonna publish. You want to go to your Roblox right here. This is the game I have. I'm going to refresh real quick. And then I'm going to press play. And once we load in, we should see that the script is working. Okay, so we're in here, and as you can see, we have 2 coins, and this is because I tested it before. So it didn't save our coins from Studio, but it's whatever because I still have 1 coin. So as you can see, we have 2 coins already, and this is because I tested it before and it works. We don't have any errors. So if we touch this coin, then we get 1 more coin, so we have 3. And if we quickly go ahead and rejoin, see we have 3 coins now, no errors in the dev console. We log back in and we have 3 coins. So that is everything about data stores in Leaderstats and how to connect the default Roblox data store to your own script so that you can save your players' progress in your game. So if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. And if you're wondering where I get the information about it, you can go to the official API and documentation websites from Roblox. I will leave a link in the description. It's a great place to learn. And also I have a Discord server, which I will also leave in the description, where you can follow my scripting progress and you can read all my notes and see all the finished work in there, and you can use it for yourself, and you can learn a lot about keywords and whatnot in scripting. So yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.